Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back to the clay studio. After a long time, I'm also coming back to this painting. Today I did the jari work, what do you call the silk work on the clothing. That is on the top here, the pink one, and also the border. So I did that. And what did I do? How did I do this? Was to use just yellow ochre, chrome yellow and white, and I mixed lighter colors, and I also used a little bit of yellow ochre shadings in between to just create a kind of web, but not perfect squares, because they have to look like it's a cloth that is falling down in the direction the cloth is falling down or going up on the body. So I did that, and then the same color was used for the border as well to build up on the border. Actually, if you see, these are simple triangles, but when you bring them together and have a look at it from distance, it gives the feeling of silk. There will be few highlights made after it, but for now this looks okay. And now what I'm doing is this cross lines. These cross lines, you see, is to show that there is maybe another layer of clothing that is slightly transparent going as silk on top of the dhoti that he is wearing, the yellow dhoti that he is wearing. So what I'm doing is that this section seems a little done, because I have used almost a nice vermilion hue color to draw some lines that are flowing through towards a centroid. And I have also done that here because the cloth is also going both ways, coming onto the top where it is possibly tied as a knot underneath this layer. But here you can see that I have already painted a little bit, versus here I have just drawn the line, so I can show you what I'm doing again. It's I used a vermilion hue to draw the lines, and now I'm going to use more of the linseed oil and very less of the yellow, so that you can see even here it is almost translucent. It's very translucent, and I'm going to use that. I've also added a tiny tinge of this yellow ochre color there. You can see here that it's in between yellow ochre and yellow. I can add it a little more to give a feel of what it is, and then add a little more of the oil so that it looks a little more natural. And then I go over the same lines in the same direction, so that it starts building an effect that, okay, there must be some kind of clothing. And underneath this cloth, look at the direction that I'm taking the brush towards. It's opposite direction, again, almost crisscross, and giving an effect that possibly there is something there falling, and the underlying layer lines are also visible, so that only in the end will give a effect that there are two sets of clothing, one on top of the other. One is transparent and the other is not. So that effect is what I am building, and this is something I had also built previously in the Sri Rama Sita Ramam painting. You see that a lot of transparent lines go, but the directions were almost the same, because he is in standing position. Even Lakshman is in standing position, so no cross action was needed. Almost slightly I shifted the angle so that it gives a feel. That's it. And this is another way of showing transparent things, where Sita Devi is having a transparent silk kind of clothing on top of her. So this is what I had done for the Sita Ramam painting. The same technique goes here as well. But here the logic is slightly different because he is lying down. The cloth could be muffled up and going, not necessarily going in the directions that the other cloth underneath is going. So there could be slight shift also. So I'm trying to take advantage of that. Movement to show. And another thing is that he looks static but he is in movement. That is the I wouldn't say that I have planned this, but that's the way it's coming through, I feel. So that's what I am trying to do. So this is the clothing work I will do. What else will I do today? So the jari here, once I've finished this section a little bit, then I can do a little more of the details into the edge of the clothing that comes here, because it's usually made of a lot of silk threads falling down. It's not a cloth that ends, it's actually pieces of the silk that is falling down. In here, can you see that, we give an effect of there is, there's a lot of thread that is woven in as the edge and it's falling down, and that's the effect that I would like to give as well. So that I can do. I think I can do that today itself. Then I'll have to work on Lakshmi Devi's clothing also, and Brahmaji's clothing also. I think these two I can do a maximum bit today, and if I can push through a little bit, maybe around the week, or even today, if everything works well, then I will work on the jewelry detailing as well. It's few things are done, few things aren't. So you can see that in some parts it looks slightly more complete versus some are slightly abrupt, so there is inconsistency. I couldn't complete while I was traveling, so I'm going to finish that up. What else is pending? The jewelry, accessories is the major chunk that is pending. Clothing is pending, and then maybe one more finesse of skin tones finalization, in case just to contrast adjust or something for him and her as well. And definitely I haven't worked on his fingernails, toenails. They have to be put in. So yeah, there is definitely work needed there. It doesn't take much time, but it's also an activity to be done. Once that it's done, then I will probably make a sign off. I'm not calling it a complete though, but I will sign off and start taking pictures to see if there is rework needed in the section where I'm still in doubt. That's what I wanted to do. Right now I am seeing how many more hours of work. Here the clothing, if I say 2 more hours of work on the clothing, I'm just trying to give a little more onto that. 2 more hours of work on the clothing altogether, put together for all 3, and then 2 more hours of work on the jewelry, at least 1 hour work on his skin tone, and maybe a little bit on her skin tone, slight highlights, not details though. So 2 plus 2 plus 1, 5, and then we are thinking, what else am I missing? It looks like enormous, in this. Oh yes, the flowers still look incomplete. The lotus flowers incomplete, so that's another. Yeah, can we say 6 hours on the higher note? And maybe, yeah, if I miss something and I find out at the last, then it's 7 hours tops. The 7 hours tops, and I should be able to come to a point where, we are bringing things to a close. And it's just finalization process then. What is missing and, final adjustments, corrections, and that will go on after 7 hours. So that is the hope. And let's hope that Vishnuji and Lakshmi Devi, Brahmaji, Adishesha, all four bless us and come through this picture from their own wish. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram, Om Shri Matre Namaha.